Hello, this is Goto. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions. First things first, we seem to have some visitors, and they seem to have already taken me out once. Very exciting. What kind of visitors? Well, maybe I should go to the Void World and get my stuff back first. Might be a good idea. Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Cow, whose head is spinning and is purple and does not look very healthy at all. Not sure where you came from, but I need to run away, except I have ran to the wrong dimension. Good job, me. Alright, the portal has a cooldown, so I just needed a second here. What was over here anyways? Oh my goodness, we had 30 feathers over here. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh well. Alright. And our cow friend is over there now. And the portal still has a cooldown. I don't really want him to go into one of the portals, because then he's just going to spawn camp it on the other side, so let's, Okay, he's in the nether now. Alright, well, good luck me. Okay, let me get my stuff back here. Now that I have my weapon, I could take him out. The portal is actually extinguished, it looks like. The portal got extinguished, but when we came through, it generated a new one, so let's get out of here. Alright, just wanted to get my stuff. I think there were a couple more of those cows, but for now, first, I wanted to check where that was coming from. So those are Thaumcraft, like, tainted creatures. So that would mean, like, you're messing with Thaumcraft, and then you are doing stuff poorly. So you are making a lot of flux in the world or something. But oddly enough, I don't see any flux around here, so I'm not entirely sure where this is coming from. Yeah, I'm just like looking down here, like no signs of flux that I can tell. So just gonna keep an eye on things, I guess. Maybe it was cooking those chickens. They did not like that. They thought that was very rude of me or something. Very, de-rude instead of demure. Okay, let's make some gold plates and update some of these chests. Or wait, do I want to update storage in general? I feel like I want to do a bigger upgrade to storage, so I'm going to hold off on upgrading the chests. But I do need somewhere to put these Britannia stuffs. So let's grab a chest out of here. If I can find it. Chest. Chest. Okay, there are none. That is why I cannot find it. Did we make some earlier? We have not made any chests recently. Chest. And where are these chests stored? They must be like over here or something. Oh, yep, they were in this chest. Okay. Well, that's why we are supposed to be using a centralized storage system, but I continue to not do that. Britannia stuff. You can go over here. We don't need the Nature's Compass at the moment. Any other stuff of this is Britannia? Not really. I mean, kind of, but not really. I think we're just good on this for now. Let's do a quick scan of our inventories. Maybe learn some new research of things that we haven't looked at recently. Alright, learn about chickens, learn about eggs, learn about the mana pool, I guess. Learn about this tiny pile of oil sand dust. Sure. Alright. Nacra is a magic block as well. Alrighty, well, let's see. To clear all these things we made last time. In this episode, what I wanted to do is set up a get an electric prospector going, which is going to be awesome for helping us find ores, but we need a few things first. So for this, we're going to need batteries. So that means we're going to need a canning machine to fill the batteries with the dust that we need. We're going to need the dust we actually need to fill the battery with, so lithium is one option. How could we get some lithium with LV Tech? So lithium ore, I don't think we have access to any of these ores yet. So anything that's ore processing related, we're not going to have. Electrolyzer, let's see, lithium chloride doesn't really help us. Spodumene, we don't have. Lepidolite, we don't have. And clay dust, we do not have. Well, this is MV stuff also. We do have clay dust, but we don't have MV tier stuff, so. Yeah, we don't actually have lithium. Now that I'm looking, we would need MV for that. So what other, small battery options do we have? I think we would have, cadmium and sodium, right? Yeah, so cadmium battery and sodium battery. Can we get cadmium from something? I feel like we can, right? Chalcopyrite, but we need the macerator. We need the tertiary output. That's what this is here when we do the crushed centrifuge ore into the macerator, but we cannot get secondary byproducts from the macerator yet. Same for sphalerite, same for tetrahedrite, and oh, hold on. Tetrahedrite has a sodium persulfate chemical bath solution. Sodium persulfate is made with sodium bisulfate, and it creates sodium persulfate and hydrogen gas when we make it. Sodium bisulfate is made with sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide or salt. One makes hydrochloric acid, one makes water. It is a lot of stuff we don't really have set up to do, so we're gonna not use that recipe. And then what other options do we have here? Cadmium, bornite, okay. So in short, we don't really have any cadmium sources either, so that really leaves only sodium. And sodium ore processing, let's see, we can do glauconite, we actually have, so we can do glauconite. And this also gives us some aluminum dust over here, so I would be wanting to do that processing tree here. Also, trona. What the heck is trona? I don't know. What do you use trona for? Soda ash, sodium bicarbonate. Never heard of this mineral before today. Any other sources of sodium? So sodium hydroxide we already looked at. Lazurite. Salt. Okay, salt is something we could electrolyze. We do have a good amount of salt, but it's going to give us chlorine gas. So, like, do we want chlorine gas byproduct right now? We don't really have anything fluid-related set up yet, so... Borax. Mirabilite. Okay, I think our play is going to be glauconite sand, to be honest. Which we have a little bit of. Not a great deal of, but... do what we have with what we have. Time in a bottle, here it is. Speed this up just a little bit. Okay, there's all of our glauconite, and we're gonna wash it with our ore washer. Where's our ore washer? It's over here. Okay. Are we currently using all of these machines? I think we are done with our sifter. Yeah, we're done with our sifter. I'm gonna just dolly our sifter away, and then put this guy over here in its place. Whoa, Torch, stop being glitchy over there. So move the output down, move the front of the machine towards us, and then auto output items, and then go ahead and start washing away. That's going to give us some sodium. Alright, next step is going to be the canning machine. So before we can actually fill the battery, we need to have the canning machine to do it with. Let's come over here and do it. Let's see, hull. Do I have hulls automated? I don't have them automated, but I do have them available. Let's see. Whoops, I didn't mean to bookmark it again. Let's see what all you need for this recipe. Done. We need wood plank and vacuum tube. That's not too bad. Why don't I have those automated? vacuum tube. I searched it in the wrong spot here. So we would do the assembler. Okay, there's 2 recipes here. We don't really have annealed copper yet, so we're gonna have to go with... Do we have an extractor? I don't think we made an extractor yet. No, we have chemical reactors, steam turbines, and machine holes over here. Okay, so we're gonna need some vacuum tubes via the 1 recipe. I think we're probably okay to put the 1 recipe over there. Let's go ahead and make a vacuum tube crafting, and then wood planks. It wants these kind of wood planks specifically, so let me just stick those like over here. Is there anything in this table? Also, no, this table's empty. Good. So let's go ahead and program vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes. So this makes... Go ahead and bookmark it here. Oh, but I can't drag from the bookmark. That's really annoying. I wish I could import from this. Or copy paste. Nope, I wish. Alright, so 2 vacuum tubes, and then we need a glass tube for that. Tube. We need 2 steel bolts. And then we need 2 copper wire. Okay. And throw that up here in our assembler, and it should now know how to make vacuum tubes. Steel bolts. Oh yeah, doesn't know how to make those. Go ahead and teach it how to make those. Steel bolts. This is an output of 4, and it comes from 1 steel rod. Find the correct steel rod. There it is. Alright, and this goes in the cutting machine. Oh, cutting machine we have not configured. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a crafting manager, a satellite, logistics pipe. I don't have any over here, right? No. Okay. Satellite. Get out of there. Satellite logistics pipe, and then I also need a crafting buffer upgrade. Okay, that's already there. I will need the chest. I don't have the bigger chest. Larger chest. Let's go ahead and like craft 3 of these, I guess, or 4. Why not? Well, 4 it is. Okay. So we got our satellite. We have our slightly larger chests. Where's our cutting machine? Right here is our cutting machine. So you are going to hook up there. You're going to hook up here. You are going to be named cutting machine. Well, like machine is kind of redundant. So you go to main results, and you are hooked up to cutting, and you have a chest on top of you, and you have a buffer, and then you will wait for empty inventory. Okay. That's all set, and then we can put our bolt crafting module in there. And now you should be able to craft the canning machine, right? Please don't tell me there's more. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, let's see it in action. Love to watch this, right? There it goes. Ooh. So many things. Our bolts are cutting. Our vacuum tubes are crafting. Or wait, no. Our vacuum tubes need to get the bolts cut first. Alright, here's the vacuum tubes. Here it's making a circuit board. There went the vacuum tubes. Now it's doing circuit board. And there's our circuit board. It's sending all of that down to the LV circuit area, and we should be getting our LV circuits back up here shortly. There's one of them, and there's the second one. There's our canning machine. And plop. Canning machine set up. We should have some sodium dust ready to go, right? We do have some sodium dust. Yep, that's all we really needed. How do we want to grind this guy down? Just the forge hammer is fine because we don't have macerator byproducts yet. So let's go forge hammer for this guy. Then we can centrifuge him for some more sodium. Aluminum. Oh, good. Okay, that's even better because we're gonna need aluminum soon. We do be having a lot of quartz slivers over here. figure that out when we need to worry about it, I guess. Alright, so next thing we need in our journey here is how to make the small battery hull. And in order to make this, we need battery alloy. And in order to make battery alloy is actually something I feel like we need a lot, so I might want to automate this. Looks like we cannot automate making the... Oh, we can automate this in the alloy smelter. Okay, so that's just lead and antimony. Let's see if we have those. We do have lead. Do we have antimony? Just straight antimony. I feel like I've seen some, right? Antimony. Ah, yeah, antimony. Okay, so it's a 4-to-1 ratio, and we have a lot of lead in here. Let's just turn all of these leads into, alloy. Not alloy. Battery alloy. Alright, that should all turn into battery alloy. And here's a few for us to start with. Let's go ahead and throw it in the bending machine. Bank the rest for now. And then I think we just need a tin wire on top, right? Yeah, tin cable. So let's go ahead and put this in here. Just need the battery alloy plates, which are now here, so toss them in there, request the tin cable, and get our small battery hull. And now we simply take some sodium and stick it in here, and that's how you make a sodium battery. Pretty easy, right? Like there was nothing to it almost. Okay, so sodium battery. Part 1, check. Glass plate. How do we do glass plate? We can alloy smelt some glass dust, or we can use liquid glass. We don't have really liquid stuff going on yet, so let's just do this one. Do we have any glass dust? We might need to make some glass dust. That's okay. We can just do that hammer recipe, to be honest. It's fine. So let's clear this, and it was... Whoops, not the saw. There we go. Get some glass dust. And then this needs to go with the plate mold, so I'm going to borrow this mold for a second. So we're going to go ahead and chisel it into a plate. That one. Alright, and there's our glass plate. It's how they make iPhones IRL, by the way, if you were wondering. I was just like looking for some stuff to dump, and it's like not really like stuff I actually need to dump, to be honest. Here we go. Get rid of this. The shovel can go away. The Britannia one can go over here. I keep placing torches with my offhand. Gosh dang it. Alright, so we got our glass plate done. Is this thing still going? Oh, it looks like we put the wrong ratio of stuff in here. Well, go figure. So glass plate check. Next up, we need electronic circuits, and we're gonna need 5 of these, so let's just see if you can cook up 5 of them. Nice. Alright. Well then, that was easy. Brass is next. We need 5 brass rods, so let's go ahead and just get 3 brass ingots and throw those in our lathe over here. So brass rods are going to be done. We do have quartzite. That's actually what we were processing over here. So here's the 2 quartzites we're going to need. Tin cable, steel plates, steel plate. We have 7 steel plates, actually. Like the exact amount we need. And tin cable, tin cable. We have 2 more of those that we need. And I think that's going to give us everything we need to craft all this stuff. Once those LV circuits finish crafting up. Alright, let's see. What are you doing? We can... That's not the time in the bottle. I was like, we can speed up some of these steps. Anything else happening that we can speed up? Not particularly. Ooh, I do need to get this out of here. Otherwise, it's going to be blocking that inventory. Alright, that should be our last item for the last circuit, and now we should just be able to start going over here and crafting these up. So let's go ahead and get our LV sensor. We did not pick up our brass rods. Let's try that again. LV sensor. I'm going to take it in my inventory just in case there's a quest for it. Not this time, but there is sometimes. Our LV emitter. And then we can make the prospecting tool. Let's go, except this is the lithium one. Here, take the sodium battery, stick it in there. And then, there we go. Sodium prospector. Not sodium prospector. Electronic prospector. And how do we charge it? Well, we can charge it just like how we charge other batteries. Just stick them in a machine here, and it'll steal some power from it. And how much power does it use? So it's 3,600 energy right now, and if we use it, this is what it looks like, by the way. It gives us this nice overlay here. It's like kind of small. Double left click to add waypoint. What kind of waypoint is that adding, though? I don't see a waypoint. Yeah, that's not actually adding a waypoint. Anyways. But yeah, we can mouse over and we can see, like, here there's ruby, redstone, railgar, and we know that is one of these kind of veins, right? Ruby, redstone, railgar vein. Here we see there's oil sands. Here we see there's coal and oil sands. This is just pure oil sand over here. So yeah, that makes it really great for being able to find ores without having to dig through a bunch of layers of ground. Anyways, I'm going to leave that in there for a minute to charge up. Does this charge faster if I speed it up? I feel like no, because there's only so fast that I can charge. Let's see. Put my extra head in here. We have now 4 different stacks in my head. Love to see that, I guess. Put oil buckets over here until I figure out what / where I'm going to use them. I did want to get some fire resist potions going. I just saw the empty bottle in my inventory, which reminded me of that. Yeah, and we can put this purified glauconite sand. Let's see, put this sand to hammer. Actually, go ahead and speed this up by a bit. Just so it can be done, and I can have it all be in the next phase at the same time. Alright, take this out, and then stick this in the centrifuge. That's going to work on giving us some aluminum. How much more sodium did we get? Not too much. We don't need a whole lot right now, though. Spawn cow? I don't know if I want spawn cow, to be honest. Get out of here. Okay. Let me put some tools that I don't need away. Is there anything in our satchel? There's a bunch of flowers in our satchel. Okay. Sure, I guess. Do these flowers go anywhere in here? They do not. Everlasting Pea can go in here. I think these other flowers all go in this outer area. Oh yeah, actually I think that's what happened. I think our, when we broke all of them earlier, the, satchel went and picked them up. Let's take all of those out of the filter of the satchel so it stops picking up flowers randomly. And we're also hungry, so let's go ahead and eat. And we're almost dead from encounters with Mad Cow and other nether baddies. Anything in here that we can kind of get rid of that we don't really need? Move a stack of honey up to this chest. That gives us a place for the allium. Avocado, I feel like we can centrifuge, right? Yeah, we can centrifuge some veggie bait and cooking oil out of the avocados. Let's do that. Just processing some stuff here. I don't really know what all we need all of this stuff for, / if we need it, so I don't want to throw away too much stuff, but... Okay. Fire resist potion. So let's go to the alchemic condenser. So we're looking for fire resist. I'm going to guess it's going to be an orange potion. Here we go, fire resist. So let's bookmark the various fire resist potions. Looks like there's 3 of them. Oh no, that is not fire resist. So there's 2 of them. One is a 8-minute potion, and one is a 3-minute potion. Haste, haste, strength, strength 2, iron skin, feather, blazing trail. Oh, let's not have that, to be honest. Potion flask. Of what? Balance. Oh, okay. Arid garden. Arid garden? Oh, the garden's from Pam's Harvest Craft. Okay. That's how we get, like, if we want to get peanuts, we need to use that. I don't think we found either of these. Do we have to make these? We kind of have to make them. Okay. 1 hour elixir of night vision. That actually sounds pretty sick, to be honest. But we would need to make... Kind of tempting. Kind of tempting. I'm not going to mess with it now. We have enough things to do, I feel. So do we have horsetail? We do have horsetail, and we do have aloe vera. So let's go ahead, pull one of these out, and we need regular coal. Regular coal? Okay, we have regular coal, but we don't, like, have a lot of it, so I need to be mindful of that. Alright, so we're going to put this, 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 and this. I didn't know where to go with the shift click. And then that's the recipes, right? And then we put the bile in. And this is going to give us a fire resist. Now, I will note fire resist is not explosion resist. So last time I said when we would, you know, be able to survive a gas hit, that's not necessarily true, because gas hit is not fire damage, it's explosive damage. But this is just going to help us generally not to burn up in lava or something. So yeah, with that, I think we are set to go back to the nether and try to look for some ores now. So let us go. Go ahead and drink our fire resist potion, and now we can walk through fire, right? Heck yeah, look at that. And I'm not going to actually find out if we can survive a gas explosion, so we're just going to take that gas out. There we go. Oh, we missed. Just barely, though, but we did miss, unfortunately. Kind of hard to kill him when you can't see him. He's in the darkness over there. And vaguely see his shadow. Oh, I keep aiming at him, but then he turns which way he's going there. He's like up there. There we go, we got him. Let's see if by chance he dropped a gas tier. Also, I would like not to anger the pigman if possible, and we are lava immune, right? Yeah, excellent. Okay, good. Hello, pigman. How do you do? Any gas tiers? No gas tiers. Okay, well, there's always next time. All right, let's start prospecting. I left it in the overworld. Whoopsie daisy. Pretending you're not watching this part. Is our output chest full? Why is that still in there? Our output chest is full, yes. Okay. Take some of these. And cooking oil and quartz slivers can go somewhere else. Quartz slivers are actually rather full over here. I'm gonna just put the overflow over there for now. Alright, electric ore scanner. And does this add them to our map as well? I was like, what the heck is that on our map? It was just like a loading symbol, okay. Map, there is a ore overlay. It does not seem to add them to our map. Okay, that's fine. Okay, whoop, wrong portal. Here we go, back to the nether. Alright, and we can scan, and there we go. Wait, prospect and new veins times 4? It does add them to our map. What the heck? Okay, well, there we go. There's a quartz, there's a quartz, so we have 2 quartz veins near us, and we have a bauxite vein near us. Bauxite's going to be for aluminum and titanium later on. Sphalerite is what we're after, though. That's for gallium. So, sphalerite ore is going to be in this vein right here. Magma slime, I do not care right now, sorry. We still have fire resist, okay. Why'd they turn it into a Terraria magma slime? If you know, you know, right? Alright, so our sphalerite is here, but we don't know where our sphalerite is, so let's see. Sphalerite is the nether, and it spawns from 10 to 70. So we are currently at 80, so that means it is down from where we are. So let us just dig downwards, and we should find our sphalerite. And let's make somewhat of a staircase that we can go down safely again later. If/when it's needed. Alright, can't help but notice we haven't found the sphalerite yet. Let's turn around, go back towards the center of the vein. There we go. Just found some. Just found some, but where the rest at though? Let's get our mining hammer out here. Okay, so don't see any here. We might maybe from down lower. So let's try digging down. Aha, here's the top of our vein. Okay, so it would seem that this is the top layer of the vein, and we're kind of at the edge of it. Perhaps, I don't know, we can kind of look at the scanner here. I mean, honestly, it looks like we're more or less right on top of the vein, so... Oh, can't fool me, nether lava in a hole. I have fire resist. Oh, we have soul sand down here as well, huh? No, not soul sand, soul soil. Okay. How much sphalerite do we want to get? We're gonna need a good bit of it for some gallium. So let's just get like maybe a stack of it, and that will probably be enough to set us on our way for a bit. What is this nether soil, though? Or soil? Is this lava directly above us, up here? Make sure my fire resist is still good before I do anything dumb. We'll go ahead and throw our nether rack in here. We don't really have much nether rack yet, so that's like a kind of a new resource. Where's this coming from? We can stand on this safely with our fire resist, right? Yeah, we can. Okay. Even though everything here is so bright, you still can't see anything. This is just a random pocket of magma, I guess? Magma block? I will take magma block. How about that? I'll just take all of it. This is quite a lot of magma block. Maybe we don't need this much. It has a lot of Ignis on it. And we can use it for, Oh, we can turn it into obsidian with starlight transmutation? That's actually pretty good. And we can turn it into lava with, the light well. Okay, that has some potential uses. We can also magma cream with the mortar and pestle. Okay, this has some good uses, but I think we have way more than we need at that point, so... Alright, stick that back in the chest, and let us continue mining here. Ooh, and we found some dimensional shard ore. That's right, this kind of shows up by itself. I think that's something we would want fortune for, actually. Our hammer has fortune. If we see more, we should use our hammer on it. Okay, got it. Alright, let's just mine up some more sphalerite here. Might actually take a while, so I might do this off camera rather than speeding it up. Speeding it up's a little annoying, so if I don't have to speed it up, I'm not going to. So yeah, we'll be back in a few. So remember that fire resist potion I had? Turns out it doesn't work when the effect expires. Like, yeah, I would have never guessed. So we died again. These things happen. Let's go back and get our stuff. It should be safe enough. Unless there's like a gas spawn camping us again. Please let me in though. I need to get into the nether. Thank you. Alright, so we are slightly this way, and we dug a hole we should be able to find pretty easily. Here's the hole we dug. As long as I don't like run down here too fast, we should make it down without taking any extra damage. So yeah, like dug it too steep to climb out of, but it's deep enough to fall down safely, or except for right there apparently. Okay, so there's how we died. Yep, very amazing player looking. Let's see if we can stop dying here. Nope, we cannot. We are gonna die again. Let me try to die somewhere more convenient this time. Be back once I'm back there again. Alright, just about back. One could say I could prepare better and then not die as much, but then it's like kind of like, okay, well, what's the penalty for dying anyways? It's not really that severe, you know? It's just like a 30-second walk back, like not really the worst thing in the world. We don't need more of my head. Okay, there we go. And I managed not to die this time. Let's get some, I was about to block that off with magma blocks after my, what's it called, was, disabled, not disabled, expired my effect of my potion. How do we change the mode on this? Here we go. Auto collect is enabled. What is the restocking mode? There's like a way to set the bag to restock stuff in your inventory. I'm not remembering the buttons for that right now. Let me just go over here and close this lava off. Oh no, not again, come on! Why have I done this to myself? Ah, be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay. I believe there's no more ways for me to accidentally set myself on fire now. So we are good. Let me just, finish mining up over here. Finish up mining. Whatever. We only need a few more ores to get to our desired 1 stack of ore. In fact, there's so much ore here in the floor. I'm tempted to just grab all the ore that's on the floor. These had stack now? Alright, let's go down a layer and then just dig across, and we'll probably have enough ores from just doing 1 or 2 rows of this. This block does not actually hurt you from the side, luckily. The magma blocks. Alright, and we should have, good, well over a stack. Alright, let's slash home now that we are not on fire and not dead. That was slightly irritating. Alright, throw this in here, and the rest of all that junk. I heard a cow, hello. Deadly cows. You know what? Now that I think about it, Deadly Cow is not a Thaumcraft tainted mob. That is a Deadly Monsters mob, and I think it spawns regardless of light levels. So yeah, we're just gonna have to like watch out for Deadly Cows now, I guess. Haunted Cow rather? Haunted Cow, yep. Well, we can go ahead and start processing our sphalerite over here. So because this is a nether ore, we get bonus ores out of it. So what's our ore processing chain that we want to do? We want to get the gallium, which we can get from... You know, thermal centrifuge actually seems like a good play here. Because... Why is it a good play? Good question. Yellow garnet gives us a bunch of different calcium-based dusts. Sorry, let me look at that again. Uvarovite has chromium in it, or chrome rather. Aluminum from grossular and androdite has iron. That's kind of whatever. They'll have silicon. Not overly concerned of any of those. Yeah, I think our main concern here is getting to the gallium. Um, I think honestly we can skip the ore bath and we can just go straight into this thermal centrifuge here. And that's going to give us the highest gallium. So let's go ahead and let us set these ores to crush up. And then while they're crushing up, let's make a thermal centrifuge. Our output is down here. That's going to give us a ton of sphalerite. All right, thermal centrifuge. Can't help but notice there's only an MV version of the thermal centrifuge. Yep, well, uh, there it is. Can't actually make that, unless we can make the multi-block one. Yeah, I'm gonna say we can't make this. Yeah, I'm gonna say we definitely can't make this. Okay, never mind on the thermal centrifuge. I guess we're just going to have to wash it and then centrifuge the clean ores. What is a soul soil used for? Soul torch. Soul torch used for anything interesting? Hold on, let me look this up. Okay, I was just looking to see if they had any special effect, just checking this nether backport mod. This is just like a leather, not leather, later stuff that they added in Minecraft, nether, and then they like kind of backported it to older versions of Minecraft. Doesn't have any special functionality that we care about, so, it doesn't even seem to have any Thaumcraft aspects on it, so goodbye! See ya! Alright, and then we have some nether pyrite here. Do we care about the nether pyrite? We can just stick it in here for now, process it some other time. Alright, how's our sphalerite doing? It's doing enough, that's for sure. Let's go wash... Let's go... Let me just grab all of these, speed this up a good amount, and then wait for these to finish processing. Yeah, this makes so much because it's a nether ore. Alright, I'm just going to take all of those. We're going to go ahead and wash them all manually because I do not care about the washing byproduct at the moment. Okay, there we go. And then we are going to... Honestly, I would put it in the steam hammer, but the steam hammer has a problem in that it's like too slow for how fast we want it to run. So at least if we run it with the steam grinder, we can speed it up and it can actually go this fast. Like, it can actually keep up with the speed we want it to go. 2 stacks is all the centrifuge can hold, so let's just go ahead and throw those in there, and here we go. Gonna have our first gallium here momentarily. Or we can have another piece of sphalerite, sure. How about another piece of sphalerite? Here, turn off the auto output so we can actually see. Let's see, 5, 10, 20. There we go. Oh, there's our first gallium. Let's go. Woo, cheers, etc. Alright, and then we also need arsenic to make gallium arsenide, which I honestly totally forgot until just now. Realgar. You know what? We can make some dense realgar because we don't really have a whole lot of realgar. So let's make some dense realgar. Railgar? I don't know how to say this. Sorry. So in order to do that, we're gonna want to make a lens. Wait, do we make a lens? Honestly, I forgot how this works. Lens is like a wire for starlight transmutation, right? I think we're supposed to take a rock crystal and then put it on a pedestal or something. Allows you to starlight sources such as a collector crystal to lenses, prisms, and altars. Collector crystal. Okay. Collector. At astral sorcery. Here, collector crystal. Why doesn't it show us how to make these? Oh, we cannot make those. Never mind. Those are like I tier. Prism lens. So, like, we can make a lens, but I don't think a lens is going to work for this, right? Using collector crystal starlight enlightenment? Enlightenment. What word is this? You can purify a normal ore into dense ore. If you have a good source of liquid starlight, it might just be better to use a chemical bath for this process. Hmm. Yeah, I am familiar with the chemical bath process. Chemical bath. But we haven't made a chemical bath yet. Maybe we just go ahead and make a chemical bath. Alright. Request one of those up. And then, what else do we need for that? I think that's all we really need, right? Honestly, I'm gonna take my canning machine. I'm gonna put machines that I'm using manually kind of here on this intersection, because I'm not gonna have those hooked up automatically in all likelihood. Same would apply for the autoclave, I guess, but the autoclave has a spot at the moment. Okay, still waiting for electronic circuits. What is our bottleneck for electronic circuits? Oh, our bottleneck is our output chest over here is full. I should probably fix that. Do we need asbestos for anything in this mod pack? Nope, asbestos is not used. Okay. Go ahead and toss that in there. Get all this quartzite and these quartz slivers out of here. I need to find a better place for those, to be honest. The quartz slivers, because we have so many. Probably should take a chest and... Honestly, should probably take a chest and turn it into a whole entire, barrel. And put, like, a bunch of quartz slivers over here, but for now I'm just going to put them in a regular chest. Sphalerite dust. Oh, hello, haunted cow. And goodbye, haunted cow. And hello, haunted cow. And goodbye, haunted cow. What does this do? Sunlight drop turns it to daytime instantly, I think? I think that's what that does, if I recall correctly. Just put that over there with other mob drops. Get some junk out of my inventory. Don't you love every time I say get some junk out of my inventory, I like remove one item and then I keep going like I did a good job at that? Like I don't need an extra chisel in here. I had 2 chisels on me. Wait, where's my diamond chisel? Maybe I don't have 2 chisels. Here, give me a new chisel. We need to eat so I can actually sprint. And then, okay. Now we have a good amount of stuff cleared out of here. We have a good amount of gallium going. Let's go. Gallium gains is how they call it. They don't call it that, sorry. So the sphalerite is going well over here. We can even take another stack of sphalerite. In fact, we have so much sphalerite now. Sphalerite is zinc. I hear a cow. I am dead. Okay, well... What is the deal with Haunted? Where did 2 of them even? Goodness. Oh, what the heck is going on here? This is rather irritating. Where are all of them coming from, though? And they hit like a truck for, like, no reason. F7, right? Everything is lit up, yeah. Oh, wait, hold up. We have some not lit up space up there. Okay. Surely that wasn't, like, where all of them are coming from, right? Like, I must have missed something somewhere else. Oh, wait, what is this? Is this the waypoint I put earlier? Yeah, get rid of that. Delete. That must have been the waypoint that it was showing me when I was clicking in the thing saying, oh, there's no waypoint. Yeah, I don't know if haunted cows just spawn like way more aggressively or what, but they do be annoying. Prospector, we don't need this right now. Let's just put it over here, and let's put our scanner away finally. We really don't need to be chilling with our scanner. Healing salve, I'm gonna go ahead and eat that. Nom 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 nom. And now we have a bowl. Stick the bowl somewhere and other items that I don't know what it just took out of my inventory. Alright, our chemical bath is done now. Yes, okay. Let's put the chemical bath right here. And I'm going to grab this liquid starlight from our autoclave and move it over here. And now we should be able to make dense realgar ore. And how much is that using? 20? Okay, that's fine. I want to take a piece of iron type ore and put a piece of iron type ore over there as well. Because a piece of iron type ore is going to give us the dense iron it wants for us to finish this quest. So here we go. There's our realgar ore. So this is the same as regular ore, except now when we if we smelt it, it's going to give us realgar clusters. So we'll go ahead and smelt that in here. And there's our dense iron as well. Smelt that as well when this is done. And this, it gives us 2 clusters per 1 dense ore, which turn into 2 crushed ores. So basically, we have doubled the double of ores. So we get a lens for that. I'm not going to take the lens right now because we don't need it. But now we can take this, crush it up like normal in our macerator. It even processes more quickly than regular ore. That's nice. And now we've turned 8 ores into 32 crushed ores. Good stuff, right? What do we want to do with iron? Iron we can put in the ore washer. Crushed realgar. What do we want to do with you? So we need arsenic. None of this gives us arsenic really. So we just need to get to the end product. These gems also crush up into dust if we crush the gems up. And if we add all of these percentages up, how much do we get from that? Let's see here. 0.03 from the exquisite plus 0.1 from the flawless plus 0.35 plus 0.5 plus 0.25 plus 0.35. So in total, this gives us 1.6x. So this is a 60% yield increase to use the sifting machine. I say we do it. So let's go and wash our ores. We're just going to do it in the cauldron manually. Let's go eat and then hope a cow doesn't immediately murder us again. Because that was annoying. Alright, I'll take my ores back. Thank you. And we can go ahead and sift these and get some realgar gems. Nope, that's the wrong machine. Where's our sifting machine? It's over here, of course, because I'm like, we don't need that. Good job, me. We do, in fact, need that. Stick it over here. Do I want... No, I don't need to hook it up to the, I do not need to hook it up to the, what's it called, the item output. This is going to be fine. And let's just accelerate the crap out of it. Just obliterate this battery. Alright, I'm gonna jump in front of the sphalerite over here to get that realgar in there. Yeah, as expected, that battery didn't really last that long, but we do have realgar now. Oh, you know what? I did the percentages wrong. Hold on. So when I was doing this, I was just doing, like, what's the total number of gems we get? But I forgot. This is 4 dusts. This is 2 dusts. So this would actually be... Hang on, let me redo this. So this is 0.12 plus 0.2 plus 0.35, that's 1 dust. 0.5, this is 1 dust. And then this is a quarter dust. So, or this is half a dust, so this would be plus 0.125 plus, and that's a quarter dust. I'm just gonna round up and say it's plus 0.1. So it's actually plus, it's only about like 35-40% increased yield, but it's still an increased yield nonetheless, so. Is this processing? Hello? Is this thing going? I am confused if this is actually running. Oh, the output got confused, I see, okay. We can macerate all these gems down. I don't think we actually need these gems for anything. Just really quickly gonna see if any of the gems have any uses. It would appear that they do not. So we can go ahead and crush up all of these gems. And they crush up pretty quickly, so. Oh, look at that. We even got an exquisite railgar. Love to see those 4 dusts for us. Why are we making railgar dust again? We wanted to get arsenic out of it. Arsenic comes out of a centrifuge. Okay. So we are going to take... We also get small dust from the smaller gems. 5 more dust like that. So we're going to take our railgar dusts and we are going to centrifuge them. And that's going to give us our arsenic finally. Boom, arsenic, let's go. Arsenic and gallium. And finally, with our arsenic and gallium, I believe we have to mix these in a mixing machine, right, to make gallium arsenide? Yep, mixer with circuit 1. Circuit 1. Accelerate that by 1 tick. Is this hooked up to the bottom? I don't remember. Yes, it is, okay. There's our gallium arsenide. Wow, all of that. And now what can we do with that? We can make diodes, right? That's what we needed this for? Diode. Azumanga diode. Okay. Honestly, there's annealed wire here. I think we have annealed wire, right? We do, in fact, have annealed copper wire. Okay. Where is it? Up here. Here's our annealed copper wire. This is what we're going to be using our annealed wires for sure. And later we can get some silicon wafers, but for now, let's go ahead and we're going to need some liquid glass. Ugh. Alright, well, let's see. We can make liquid glass now. We need the liquid extractor, though. Go ahead and cook this guy up. Alright, I'm just worried when it's going to come to the point of, like, hey, you're out of conveyor belts or pumps, you big dummy. It's going to be like, oh, we got to make those now. Get some stuff in here that we do not currently need out of here. Like, I don't know what all this bronze is doing. I don't know what these basic pipes are doing. This FPGA doesn't need to be in here. Screwdriver, hammer's fine to be in here. Okay. So our extractor, I wanted to have it right here where the centrifuge currently is. Centrifuge, I think your day of being like front and center is over, unfortunately, because we have to, you know, we've got other fish to fry right now. Let me just finish off our realgar dusts over here, and then we will go ahead and move everything around. Here we go, centrifuge. And we can triple accelerate this guy if I recall correctly. So 10, 20 EU per tick is how much it's using. Crush up all of our realgar gems. Should only take a few moments. Oh yeah, that's very fast. Alright, and hey, we got a perfect multiple of 4 dusts, and we got a perfect multiple of 2 big dusts, and now we can finish getting all of the arsenic we need out of here. Ooh, that costs a lot of power to be accelerated. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Extractor, are you ready? We are ready. There is our extractor. Now we can make something that is extracting. Yay. Basic ore washing plant, you're going to go back in the corner, and you are going to go over here now. You're going to kind of continue what you're doing, but our extractor is going to go right here. So now we can extract fluid from glass. And, sorry, what are you doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Arsenic vapor? Oh, no, stop. What, how... Okay, I know how. We have the bottom is not wrenched. There we go. That should stop that from happening again. Yeah, gotta make sure when we put machines down on these pipes, I do not, you know, uh, pump stuff into them. Looks like we can combine this with some ruthenium once we get a fusion reactor and get some Durham Stadium. Cool. Let's plunger that because that's nothing we can do with that. We just lost 5 arsenic. Oh well, that happens. And we should be able to auto output this again. Not go in the extractor. Okay, good. Isn't it a thing of beauty? Look at all this sphalerite we have, which is effectively all just zinc. With the sphalerite, we can either electrolyze it into zinc and sulfur. We don't really need sulfur, though. Now that we're in the nether, we can just go get sulfur veins, so we can just, like, straight up cook all of this sphalerite. Cook it into some yummy, yummy, yummy zinc bars. Check this out, right? Zinc ingots. Yo, let's go. Let's eat another potion here. Okay. Jeez. Extractor's done. Let us do some diodes. We're definitely going to want to automate these, but do I want to automate them with glass is the question. Honestly, it's probably going to be okay. So liquid glass. How do we make liquid glass? We can use quartzite. Quartzite actually gives us liquid glass. We can also use glass itself. How do we make glass itself now? Do we have a better way to make glass itself? Forming press. Arc furnace. Arc furnace is a good method, but we don't really have arc furnace yet. We can make liquid glass with... Use glass to make liquid glass to make glass. Yeah, great idea. Okay, I think our best method is going to be... glass dust. Can we extract liquid glass from glass dust? I didn't even look. No, so we have to make glass dust into that, or we just use quartzite dust directly. Honestly, I'm impartial to using... I'm impartial to just using quartzite dust. So, we're going to need some bigger beakers for this, aren't we? We have some bigger cells available, right, in our storage chapter? Cell. Yeah, there are steel cells, which need double steel plate. I think I might make some of these just for moving around some liquids. Let's go ahead and bookmark this guy here. So we need some bronze rings. Okay, where are these guys coming from for real, though? I'll look around, see if there's any yellow X's left around, but, for real, they are getting quite annoying. Let me zoom out my map so I can see if there's any yellow dots rapidly approaching or suddenly appearing. Bronze. Guys, totally distracted me of what I was doing. So we got 2 bronze rods. Let me make, like, a couple of these. And then we're going to need steel plate. We're going to need like 2 double plates. That means we need 4 each. So let's make 8 steel plates. And we can go over here, accelerate something. No, we can't really accelerate the betting machine. It's already using too much power to do that. We don't have the battery in it. Now I'm just like paranoidly watching our area here. Please stop zooming in and out when it thinks I'm in a cave. Is there an option to disable that? Let me turn off ore veins also. Map switching options. No, that's not exactly what I mean. Cave mode. Cave mode off. Does that make it not swap back and forth? No, but still zooms in and out when I'm in a house for some reason. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it too much more right now. Here's all our zinc, by the way. That's a sign of beauty, isn't it? Sight of beauty. Alright, let's make our double steel plates. And then, how do we make these? Assembling machine. Need to make these into rings first. Then pop them into the assembling machine. And the whole reason I made these is so that, let me take out auto output, so I can use this here and grab the glue, and now we have a glue cell. Great, right? Now we can manually put fluid in and out of here, because we're going to need to put glass in here momentarily. We have a ton of quartzite, so let's just put some quartzite in here to go. You know it'd be good? Let's do like a, let's set up a fluid auto crafting for this guy. Because we haven't done any fluid auto crafting, and fluids is where the rubber really hits the road in GregTech. So with logistics pipes, the way we're going to do fluid auto crafting is we're going to use basically a crafting module to hook up another satellite into the fluid extractor, and we're going to tell the crafting module to send glass things that extract into glass into this machine. So here's our satellite, and this is just going to be a demonstration. Whether this is the final or not, we will see. Oh, and this has to be a basic logistic pipe up there. Please stop placing. Okay, basic. So that there is, because there's an intersection up there now. And we're just going to call this extract into assembly, because that's kind of what it's doing. And we're going to go into here. I think we need to put our module in there, right? So crafting module. In our crafting module, we are going to say satellite pipes over here. So the items over here, oh, you cannot read this. But it can barely visible, extract into assembly is what's selected over here. So anything in these slots is going to go to this satellite pipe instead of this one. So let's look at the diode recipe. So the diode recipe is 144 liquid glass. Let's bookmark it so I'm not in here a million times. There's also a polyethylene recipe, which we do not have yet, but that is what we will need eventually. Yeah, we will need the polyethylene recipe to do this improved recipes later on. So for this, we need 4 liquid glass, or 144 liquid glass. Liquid glass is... I'm looking at this actually, and the quartzite is 30 seconds for half of the amount we need, and that's like so slow. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is really bad. So honestly, I'm thinking we do actual glass blocks here, and we're just gonna need to make some glass. So 1 glass block to go to our satellite. And then we need a gallium arsenide, a small pile of gallium arsenide, and then 4 annealed wires. And this makes 2 diode. Azumanga diode. There you go. Stick these away. Gallium arsenide, we are going to... Nope, not tiny piles, small piles. Put our small piles away, and we should be able to request some diode. How much glass do we have? We have some glass, okay. Diode. Diode. There we go, jeez. 12 diodes, let's go. Please work. Okay, there it goes. It sent the glass over there, and it's making the diodes. Let's go. There's a liquid glass in the next set of recipe. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Let's also mix up some more gallium arsenide. I didn't really make that much. Stone dust is trash. Purified iron ore. Where's our arsenic? Here's our arsenic. Okay. I think we can just, like, go ahead and mix all of this gallium arsenide. So go ahead and do that, and there's a little bit too much of that. Take that back. And there's our diodes. Very exciting, right? Where's our diodes? Oh, here they are. Here's our diodes. Boom, diodes. Why did we make diodes? Good question. We made diodes to be able to make circuitry of doom. This recipe right here. Which now that I'm looking at it, doesn't actually let us do because we are not in the MV8 yet. That is... I mean, that's technically correct, but the MV8 should be unlocked for us already. I think that unlocks from this quest over here. So we might need to backtrack and get some aluminum going first, which means we're going to have to get the electric blast furnace going. Oh boy. That's okay. We're still going to make MV circuits because I really want a circuit assembler. Circuit assembler is going to improve our efficiency on making circuits a lot. Centrifuge, I think we are done having you over here, so let's put you out of the way. This is where our circuit assembler is going to go, because when we want to make circuits, we're going to need soldering alloy. Oh, that's a good idea, by the way. Soldering alloy. Soldering alloy. We are going to want to make some of this. I think we have some. We have a few soldering alloy ingots, but we're going to definitely want more. We cannot alloy smelt this because it's a triple alloy. So to make soldering alloy dust, we need tin, lead, and antimony dust. Do I even have antimony dust? No, we got a lot of stuff to work on next time. So yeah, next time we are going to be working on finishing up the LB circuit assembler. That's going to let us make all the circuits way more efficiently. And then we're going to work on our EBF and aluminum and the MVH, I think. So, for now, thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!